Hello, welcome. Thank you very much. So you just heard it, siloed implementations. Did you know that Industry 4.0 is 14 years old now? 2011 on the Hannover Fair, we were all standing together. Who was there 2011? Just a quick hands up. Yeah, you still remember it? Yeah, you still remember it? Industry 4.0, it's great. How many of you would say that today, in your applications that you see or that you have yourselves, you would say you're scaled across the whole company? You really adopted Industry 4.0 in your factory networks, across your factories, inside all the departments. Who would say you're scaled? I get a thumbs down over here. It's not. So let's quickly go through the reality of today. What we see also in Capgemini and consulting our clients across the globe is basically that all these different initiatives lead to something like that. It's very interesting to mention. You have a lot of point-to-point connections, you have a lot of siloed POCs here, POCs there, but still you're at around 76% digitalization on average in the factories, although you're not leveraging your data at all. This is not even the reality. The reality is most of our clients have more of these plants. Plant networks, international plant networks, 200, 400 factories worldwide, all over the globe, all working in that operating model and struggling to scale. And that is not even the reality. The reality is your suppliers and your clients do the same. Your suppliers and your clients do the same. So we have a lack of continuity in the whole ecosystem. We see, of course, that there's a lot of additional factors currently pushing in that questions this model, and we need more scalability. We need more synergies in the value chain. We need more flexibility and resilience. And to walk you through the numbers, I hand over to Torben on how we see the market in numbers.
So thanks, Tammo. So as Tammo explained, there are a lot of customers out there which just doesn't reap the benefits of a digital transformation just yet when it comes to production and when it comes to manufacturing. So when it comes to gluing together the OT and the IT systems. So when I go out there and talk to customers, you often see two types of customers. So the first type of customers wants to digitalize, but they don't know which use case to start first, what's the value they can generate with that use case, and what's the solution outline, the solution architecture they need for that. That's why you see more than around 70% of IT OT solutions actually are incomplete. The second type of customers, they all know about the use case they want to implement. They know the value of the use case. They actually implemented one of these use cases at one machine, but the investments they had to do in bringing that use case up at one machine was way higher than actually the benefit they reap from that. So there is no return on invest to actually scale that use case out from one machine to many machines to many factories. And that's why 70% of the use cases, the IT, OT use cases, don't go to scale. So what makes a successful customer when it comes to OT, IT integration? So first, it's not about technology. First, it's about forming a hybrid team of OT and IT experts. That's exactly also why we here partnering with Capgemini, because the OT guys, they know about the productivity challenges on the shop floor, but you need IT skills for bringing IT technology on the shop floor for solution expertise. But in the end, you also need to make sure that IT understands the needs and the challenges of OT. They need to be much more flexible and fast in reacting to OT challenges. But once you have that team in place at your customers, then you can actually start talking about technologies. So let's talk about Siemens Industrial Edge, because it does actually glue together your OT and your IT systems. And it does that in three ways. So with Siemens Industrial Edge, you have a very open and modular architecture. It brings a lot of different building blocks, so-called Industrial Edge connectivity applications, which allows you to connect to any automation system, not only from Siemens, but from every automation vendor out there. And a lot of them are here this week on SPS. So with that, you can start ingesting data from your automation systems to the edge and start doing the data integration. So you're building a unified data layer where you translate the OT data to data asset models to standardize these data, where you can then actually start making sense of it. Then again, you have a vast portfolio of different applications. You can bring your own legacy software on that unified data layer to start making sense of it. You can develop your own applications by using a low-code application development environment like from Mendix. You can use ready off-the-shelf applications from Siemens or from any third-party vendor. And then once you build your use case, so you have built the connectivity, the data integration, you use different analytics to actually generate the productivity increase at your machine. Siemens Industrial Edge, the management system, helps you to scale it out, to replicate this one use case with few clicks in the management systems from one machine to many machines and across the factory network. So what the management system really does, it really decreases the cost and the effort to replicate out your solutions, so increasing the return on invest by scaling out these IT/OT solutions. And it also standardizes your use cases, so that when you have really low effort, you have really low cost in maintaining these solutions on the shop floor going forward. So with Siemens Industrial Edge, what you do, you will put next to your automation system a tech stack which allows you to start deploying IT technologies. So you don't need to touch your existing automation systems, you don't need to put more load on your PLCs, but actually you have now a stack where you can start using your data, deploying IT technologies like AI, Gen AI, to making sense of your data, that AI interacts with your automation system, interacts with your machine operators to drive productivity. So what we're building is a tech stack, an integrated tech stack from OT, from the shop floor to IT, to the top floor in an integrated manner. And that's what we're also doing now with Snowflake and Capgemini, that we building a edge cloud hybrid stack where you have data from your production, from your factory floor, putting it into Snowflake, where you then start building an enterprise data architecture. So you have in Snowflake, you have production data now from the factory floor, you have your procurement data, you have your logistics data, and then you can start optimizing, start doing use cases across the domain, optimizing across the value chain. And a real case example how we did that together with Capgemini and Snowflake, Tammo will explain further on.
Thank you very much. So you see the automation pyramid. We all know how the automation pyramid works. And we also have a tendency to try to reinvent our automation architectures based on the automation pyramid. While that is extremely true for your technical architecture, Siemens and Capgemini, we added basically a second pyramid, how we wanted to look into the optimization of use cases. And we look now purely not on the function of the building block inside the pyramid, but the data and the data quality that we see. And many of you will recognize the pyramid as soon as we have built it. But basically, where do we come from? We have basically raw signals, raw data, coming from either the factories, your clients, suppliers, and so on and so forth. This is raw data. Most of the use cases actually that we see in these kind of scattered landscapes end there. You have seen probably in your applications a lot of dashboards that just print out pure data from the raw data down there. The next level is actually make sense of it. Yeah? Use Industrial Edge, build your semantic layer, use the Industrial Information Hub, structure everything that is accessible, and you basically add context to your raw data. So you don't only have the data point, you only also know in which context this data point exists. This is true as well for IT systems and for OT systems. Teamcenter is a good example of that. Same thing, you have raw data, you CAD, drawing, but in Teamcenter, in PLM, it does make sense from the context that you add. But there's a third layer that we need to look at. This is knowledge. And knowledge starts if you have this information and you add patterns. Yeah? You actually make sense of it, yeah, in a broader scope, in a broader context that you look at. This is what we have done with Snowflake and also Cortex AI, which is a built-in AI solution within Snowflake. Snowflake is a data warehouse application, a cloud-native solution, scales across the huge, yeah? So petabytes of data you can process there. We basically created knowledge. And the last step that was missing here, yeah, is where's the people? The people are on top of this pyramid. The business orchestrators making sense of the knowledge that you get. this is exactly the use case that we have created in a first application for a warehouse inside a factory. And we show you a short video about that right now to show you how that works.
In today's fast-paced manufacturing world, maximizing efficiency is key. But understanding your operational data to boost productivity can feel like navigating a complex maze. Imagine if your critical OT data, powered by Siemens Industrial Edge, could flow effortlessly into a single unified platform and come to life through applications using Siemens Industry Intelligence and Snowflake's robust and scalable AI data cloud. This isn't just another set of dashboards. Our applications will redefine how our customers interact with their data. With our intuitive AI-driven chatbot, you can simply ask your data questions in natural language. No complex queries, no deep technical knowledge required. Simply ask. Our intelligent AI-driven applications understand your intent, generate precise insights, and present them in clear, actionable visualizations. Get instant charts and create personalized dashboards, combining different insights for a holistic view.
And to tell you more about it, I hand over to Torben.
Right. So this is a real use case we implemented in our own Siemens factories, and it's exactly to the point what I explained earlier. So what Snowflake does, Snowflake is really putting you or giving you an enterprise visibility on your data. So what we did is we took the data out of our warehouse from the Siemens factory, and we kind of got data out of the production floor, and we could start optimizing the productivity of the warehouse by aligning exactly, okay, what do we need, what material do we need, at what point, at what machines, how do we need to organize the warehouse that in time the material is at these production machines and these facilities, so we don't lose time by waiting for material to arrive, we don't lose time by getting the warehouse operator to collect and to find the right material. So that's what we did as the first application. And it's not a fixed application. So it's not that you need to just have an application with just pre-configured dashboards and stuff like this. The idea is that once you have the data from production and logistics sitting in Snowflake and it's contextualized through Siemens Industrial Edge into Snowflake, that you can start talking to your data. So you ask Cortex AI in Snowflake to actually build your dashboards, to talk to your factory data, talk to your warehouse data, that at this time, at one point, you can actually really understand where's the material sitting, what are the bottlenecks, why it's not the material arriving in time at the production machines. That's the whole idea about it. So you, as a customer, you save a lot of time and effort to not kind of talk to your IT and say, hey, I need to have that dashboard, I need these dashboards, these graphs to exactly show me these kind of information. No, once you have that data contextualized via Siemens Industrial Edge and Snowflake, you just talk to your data. So that's basically it, what we wanted to present. So when you want to find out more about it, what Siemens Industrial Edge does with Snowflake together, you'll find us on the Siemens booth. Just from here, you need to cross the Siemens booth to the opposite side. There we have the hexagon. You'll find a lot of knowledgeable people there to talk about how you can start your journey towards enterprise use cases, taking your production data to Industrial Edge, to Snowflake, and start talking to your data. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your attention, and looking forward to be in touch.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.